Good morning. Thanks for coming. So before I start, maybe just sit quietly 1 or 2 minutes to be present without any condition. Just be. Okay, that's 2 or 3 minutes. So, for anyone that who has not recognized their inner peace, inner joy, inner contentment yet, I recommend them to meditate a couple of minutes a day to recognize the inner peace, joy, contentment. It's really delicious, clear, calm, stable, luminous state of mind. It's, it's if you like eat something, if you go to a very good restaurant with a good chef, you may find the food there is very delicious. So this state of mind, being calm, content, clear, stable, luminous, is kind of spiritual food. And you don't need to go any restaurant, let's say spiritual restaurant, to taste it. It's right here now. It's it's our nature. It's our innate nature. We are born with this nature, our birthright. So it took me 10 years to realize this delicious, luminous, pleasing spiritual food. Actually, it was here and now. It is here now. It will be here now. It's our background. It seems that we cannot experience it because of the overactive mind. The overactive mind cannot picture the stillness, the inner stillness and inner silence. It's like I give you the example that if you drive on the highway with 100 kilometers speed on the highway, there's no possibility for you to study a flower at the side of the highway or any tree, any scene. There's no possibility because you travel so fast, right? So if you want to study anything, like I still using the highway, like a beautiful scene or waterfall or a mountain or remote mountain, even you have to slow down the, your car, stop it, find a good spot, and looking at the tree or mountain or river or ocean, any scene, right? In the same way, if you want to study the inner peace and calm, we have to slow down the mind to a certain level. It may not necessary to drop to zero, no thinking at all, but once in a while you could fire thoughts consciously or unconsciously, but you have that gap between your thinking or thoughts. Then you can study. You have the like that stillness to study something which is moving or not moving. I mean, the stillness can study the stillness itself, a conscious stillness. Okay, so you are aware that you are aware, or you're conscious that you're conscious. That's called self awareness. So meditation is really a tool to slow down, pause. Now, please. Instead of your attention is going outward, now you're studying yourself. Our beautiful being has never ever been studied. This being is a gift of God, yet we never studied it. It's a very it's a paradox actually. We are equipped, we are fully loaded with five senses plus the sixth, the mind. Yet we cannot manage or control or study the mind. When I say mind, it's like your thoughts, feelings, emotions, perceptions, interests, hobbies, anything you like, likes, dislikes, that's the mind. But when I say pure mind, it's the consciousness that could observe the activities of the mind. So to be still, to find your inner peace and calm is a chance to study the activities of the mind, the contents of awareness, and more importantly, the awareness itself. So basically, the contents of awareness, that's one part, part one. Part two, awareness itself. While you are still enough, you can study both. The contents, when I say the contents, is what you can see, you can hear, you can touch, you can smell, taste. So basically, five sense inputs of your five senses. You can study them now, and your mind, your activities of your mind. Activities of mind means your thoughts. So you may tend to label everything you can see. For example, you're watching me now, so you're labeling this image as a Chinese male, ordinary looking, maybe funny, maybe not funny guy. Anyway, our mind has ability to put labels on everything, okay? On what we see, like now a male, Chinese, ordinary, on what you hear, my words. So apple. So your mind has that power of understanding or label or translate, right? So that's the activities of your mind. It's a conditioned mind. Trust me, it's a good condition, but it's a condition. I hope you can understand what I'm saying. Our mind is a gift of God or cosmic intelligence. We should cherish, we should be grateful that we can label, we can understand, we can translate, we can calculate, reason, plan, memorize. All these activities of the mind is gift from God or Mother Universe or Heavenly Father or cosmic intelligence, any name you want to put. But meditations help you to see the activities, see any activities of your mind. Once you can see the activities of your mind, then you may have a chance to separate from the activities or the contents of the mind. Then that's a space between you, the pure observer, and the contents of the mind, the activities of your brain. Then in that space could be a safe zone for you to purely observe, not be trapped, not be pulled away or drifted away by the contents of the thinking or thoughts or memories, you know, plannings, worries, concerns. These activities, it's really huge information, or we do have different names for the activities of the mind. So once you can establish that space between you, the pure observer, and the contents of your mind, then that space could be a safe zone. Once you can see it, then there's a space. It's very, how to say, logic. If you are totally in the thinking, basically you cannot separate yourself from the thoughts, from the memory. That's where suffering starts. I mean, especially for the trauma, for the unpleasant experience before, worries, concerns for the future. So the difference between a frequent meditator and the person who are non-meditator is that a frequent meditator have that space between the awareness and the contents of awareness. In that space in between, she or he could let go the trauma, the worries, concerns, and disidentify with it. So in this perception, once you can see the contents of your mind, there's a space in between. Then also the space means a safe zone. It's like I went to Europe weeks ago. I mean, just in August, right? So I went to a castle in Denmark, Copenhagen. So once, like 1,000 years ago, there was a king living in a castle, and you may notice in each castle, between the castle and the outer space or world environment, there's I would say a small river. I would say surrounding the castle to protect the castle. So if you have to enter the castle, there's a bridge, so you can level down the bridge and letting the visitors come in. So otherwise, no one could cross the bridge or have to swim, right? So what I mean here is there's a space between the external environment and castle. So it's a safe river to protect the castle. So in this metaphor, you, the pure being, is like in a castle. Once you can see the activities of your mind, then there's a space in between. It's like the Huchenghe, the river. Just give me 1 sec. I want to Google the English name for that. It's called moat, M-O-A-T. A moat is a deep, wide channel dug around a place, such as castle, and filled with water in order to protect the place from attack. Yes, So I will paste it here. Emote. So meditation is to have that moat, a spiritual moat, to protect you from attacking of overthinking thoughts, from trauma, from worries and concerns for the future. The inner being is always still, silent. 何其自信，本自清净。何其自信，本无生灭. So it's a quote from Sixth Patriarch Huineng. He was so kind and wise that he listed a couple of quotes to describe the inner being, the character, the characteristics of the inner being. So the inner being is still originally, is perfect originally, is complete originally. So inner being or cosmic intelligence. Okay, cosmic intelligence is already complete and perfect. It's working on every one of us now. The moment you can see, you can listen to me, I can speak, the world, all the activities from nature, like bird chirping, from human civilization, like a car passing, all the technology, all the science discovery is the working of cosmic intelligence. The cosmic intelligence is trying to understand him or herself or itself through the human brains. Do you follow? We have 8 billion human brains right now at this moment. Every brain is like a tool for the Mother Nature or Heavenly Father to understand him or herself. The formless try to manifest in form to understand the potentialities, the infinite potentials. That's how important you are. You, me, everyone else is a channel for cosmic intelligence to understand its full potential. For example, Einstein's brain, Aristotle's brain, Beethoven's brain. So each, of course, this is our greatest mind in the human civilization. Not only those with brilliant minds, but also our ordinary minds, like you, like me, are one of those spots or synapse. Like a cosmic mind is expressing itself through you, a cosmic cell. If I say our brain is a cosmic cell, okay, maybe. So we are using this cell, but in human mind, this is a brain, that this brain itself has 100 billion neurons or neural cells. But in the cosmic mind, is maybe we just a cell that are talking to each other now. So you are not small, I'm not small. If you can depict this picture of totality, okay, that's the power of our human brain. Once you have this total picture, you are not small at all. We are the cosmic intelligence in action. I like this word. We are wisdoms in action. We are compassions in action. We are love in action. We are energy expressed in actions. So no matter you're aware or not aware that you're part of this cosmic dance, it's always on. But if you are aware that you're part of it, then you're awakened. You can transcend birth and death because it's not you who is doing it. Okay, there's no body mind to undergo birth and death. That's a quote from that's a sentence from the Sutra of Perfect Enlightenment. You see, once you're awakened, you can disidentify with the limited body and the mind, or in other words, we say the death of ego. The ego dies because now you recognize your true self. The original phase in Chan Buddhism or in Zen is become your realization. You realize your original state of self is not a groups of flesh and the thoughts or accumulations of flesh and mind. You realize your higher self. That's called awakening. Then you transcend birth and death, meaning you transcend fears of death. Once you can transcend the fear of death, you find your timeless being. You recognize your original timeless being. Then you will enjoy whatever you're doing now, because in your concept, in your understanding of life, there's no death now. That's the beauty of awakening. You really not hurry to do something anymore. You don't push yourself or stress yourself or depress yourself to do anything at all, anything anymore, because you transcend the fear of death. Ego dies. You're totally in the Tao, in the Zen, in the flow. Now, we are always in the flow. We are always in the caress of God's hands. We're always being loved by universal mom. We are always blessed by all the Buddhas, all the Bodhisattvas, and we will be forever. But there's a time each of the individual mind needs to understand this. Then at the time you realize you're not the limited body and mind, you are liberated, you are freed, like a bird in a cage. Now there's a person open the gate of the cage. Now the bird can fly free in the sky. Something like that. You are freed by your wisdom, by your own wisdom. by your own realization. That's why nobody can really help you to awaken, because you have to awaken yourself. Even God or Buddha is standing in front of you right now, and he or she or pointed the way to you, or give you a lot of techniques, meditation techniques to awaken. It's only like pointers or words in a book. You have to realize it. You have to understand it. You have to experience it. Then you set yourself free, because you set you prison yourself. I mean, before or after awakening. So before awakening, it's like we prison ourselves. Okay, we, the individual mind, prisoned itself in a cage, like a bird in a cage, and the bird cannot fly freely. But once you awakened, not anybody awaken you, but you awaken yourself. But with the help of, like, the sound of enlightenment of the previous the pioneers or masters or Buddhas or sages or saints, they helped us, but we have to do the job by ourselves. They can only teach us how, but how to say that word? They can walk with you, but they cannot walk for you. Make sense? The consciousness has to awaken itself. That's called self awakening, because we are prisoned by ourselves. So we have to set free by ourselves too. In Chinese old saying, we have, give me one second. It's a beautiful saying. How to translate into English? Yeah. So in Chinese culture, we have old saying to express what I said just a couple of minutes ago. So in Chinese, we say 解铃还须系铃人. So untying the bell on tiger's neck requires a person who fasten the bell. Anyway, so untying the bell requires the person who tightens the bell. So, or in other words, it's better for the doer to undo what he has done. Very good. I like this. I love this. So repeat, it's better for the doer to undo what he has done. So we present ourselves as a limited body and mind. So we ourselves should set us free. Make sense? That's the process of awakening. Beautiful. Thank you, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. Thank you, Saints, Heavenly Father. Thank you, Universal Mother. Thank you, thank you. It's so interesting that I have another metaphor here. So imagine It's not imagination either. If you look at the clouds in the sky, the clouds comes and goes, right? And it comes and goes freely. Imagine there's a human civilization that's high buildings or skyscrapers so high that it block the way of cloud flowing, and the cloud is like really stopped by that building. So the cloud will find its way to, to go, to be free again. Make sense? Or sometimes in the stream, in the mountains, there's a stream of water coming down from the top of the mountain, and it arrives some blockage of the rocks or stones. So the water will always find its way to pass through, right? So it's the natural design of cosmic intelligence that energy wants to be free. Okay, so in this metaphor, our human consciousness always want to be free, but we are trapped in our own prison. But there's also always like inner urge to seek for freedom, right? Financial freedom, or spiritual freedom, or material freedom, or emotional freedom. What freedom you like, we want to be free. That's our inner urge. It's a innate urge to be free. Or in other words, everyone wants to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and accomplishing. That's everyone's desire or dream. But interesting or paradoxically is we are equipped originally with wealth, health, happiness, and self-accomplishment. But it's not outward, it's not outgoing seeking, it's not outgoing journey. Okay, it's an inward journey. That's how important meditation is. Meditation is a journey inward. But ultimately, while you go inwardly in love, you will find inward is outward, outward is inward. But before you reach that ultimate understanding, or the understanding of non-duality, maybe it rings a bell. The non-duality rings a bell in your heart now. Non-duality is the highest understanding of the reality. Meditation is a process of inward direction, but once you go inward enough, you will find that inward is outward, outward is inward. It's non-dual. The whole world is you, yet only you play and have fun. The whole world is you. It's your projection. Your family, your job, your interest, your likes, dislikes, your belief, your religion, your background, maybe your doctor, professor, cashier, paysan, engineer, teacher, whatever your social role is your projection. It's not the real you. But be cautious here. If you're fully enlightened, you can say it's you at the same time. But before I suppose you're not fully enlightened. If you're fully enlightened, you won't listen to me. So again, separation between the pure observer and the contents of the observation. That's the first step. And the second step, union between the contents and the observer. And you will notice there's no observer. There's only observing. Any questions here? Thanks for coming again. So I suppose to talk about this song of enlightenment, but I improvise a little bit here. Thank you, cosmic intelligence, or thank myself. Be cautious, okay? Don't be too much pride here. We we should be humble all the time, yet don't look down ourselves. So you are, thank you, Eli. We are not small. We are here to realize our greatness, a greatness without comparison. Okay, we are here to realize our beauty. As a human being, we are so beautiful. When I say you're beautiful, I'm not talking your outlookings. Maybe you're a beautiful lady or handsome boy. I don't know. Um, I'm very ordinary. But when I say beauty of humanity, is that we have this potential to recognize the true self. We are fully loaded, like a F-115 of Ford. I like fully loaded truck. The technology, the moon and sun roof, the navigator systems, the hybrid, even now, or fully electric truck, maybe gonna be possible. Anyway, I like technology, but I like myself more than technology because now I recognize my beauty, and everyone is same. As a human being, we are fully loaded, and we have this capability to recognize our beauty, our completeness, our perfection, our perfection. Uh, we are so lucky. That's all. We are so fortunate. Once, when I was in Europe, I went to a church. Wow, the the beauty or the how to say 庄严, how to say? Just give me one sec. The Solomon of the church, the grandness, the grandeur, majesty of that church. Wow, it's so high with the colorful glasses, with the sense images on top, all that kind of feeling. Oh, God is, great. But the little me who are looking at grandeur of the church or the greatness of God or saints, I'm so after so many years of meditation, if I haven't meditated, okay, if I'm not awakened, I may say, oh, they are them, I am I. They are them, I am I. There's a separation. Oh, they are so great, they're so grand, they're so majestic. I'm so small. I bow. I'm so humble. I'm so small. I'm so little. I'm so limited. If I haven't meditated, or I will have that feeling, but now it more becomes like I'm studying myself. I'm studying that greatness of myself. They are great too, but I'm not small either. The very mind who is studying the greatness, the beauty, the perfection, the completeness of other party is as same level of perfection, completeness, and groundless, how to say, Solomon, as they are. So there's no superior, there's no inferior. Once you awakened, you look everyone as beautiful, as perfect, as great as you are. Because you know we all from the cosmic intelligence. We are all caressed or loved or cherished or raised by Heavenly Father or Universal Mama. Yeah, it's so beautiful. Should we stay present all day so we can have our desired reality? Stay present as frequent as long as you could. Actually, you are present all the time. Your presence is not subject to thinking or non thinking, doing or non doing. You are present right now. You're present the next minute. You'll be present next hour, next day, next year. Say before your death. I mean, before the physical dissolution. So stay present as long as you could, so we can have our desired reality. So, what's your desire? So, everyone is different. Uh, Someone may want to have a diploma. Someone may have a decent job. Someone may to find a good partner. Someone may be buy a second computer or car. Or someone want to have larger house. Everyone's is so different. But underneath all the different desires, dreams, hopes, we have identical, one thing identical, or one element identical. That is your inner peace and calm. No matter what your desire or dreams are, always you can back to your inner peace and calm, your inner stillness or silence. Observe your desires and dreams. If you could have that space between you, the awareness, and the contents of awareness, in this case, is your desires, dreams. So you have that safe zone to understand your desires, dreams, not be disturbed. Say you want to have a diploma next year, but for whatever reason, you cannot have it, or it is delayed. So you have a desire, but you cannot accomplish it as it planned. So if you cannot have that space between you and content, the desire, then you may disturbed by the not having it. Make sense? So that's not the Buddha's teaching. The Buddha's teaching is to let you have power of let go, yet you still have dreams and desires. Even nowadays, if you master a Buddhism or spiritual teacher, they want to teach. They want to awaken others. But that desire or dreams to awaken others or help others to awaken is not disturbing him or her anymore. Like now, I'm talking, but it's up to you who can grasp the meaning of this teaching. And my message here is can can you always recognize or back to your inner stillness and inner silence, no matter who you are or what you want to do or what you do not want to do, you can always be centered, be grounded, be ground or recognize your peace and calm, because everything you do is from that peace and calm. And all the merits like compassion, love, understanding all arise from that inner peace and calm. Okay, the more you can be still, the more you will understanding yourself. The more you can understanding yourself, the more you understanding others. Basically, it's like the more you can be still and like peaceful and calm, the more you have ability to achieve, to accomplish your dreams and desires. Because the more you can be in your inner stillness and inner calm, the more you're in the synchronicity of the cosmic intelligence. Make sense to you? The more you're in the flow of the information, energy, and matter. It's like you are like a free wind in the sky. I always like giving you a metaphor of a free wind in the sky, so free. Okay, nothing can block him or block it because it's really in the flow. So imagine you are a conscious wind in the civilization, in the society, in your school, in your workplace, in your family, in your relationships. You are a conscious wind in any situations or circumstances. So you can really dodge or I don't know how to, like somebody play Tai Chi, okay? Have you ever played Tai Chi? You see the masters are so free to express themselves. Something like that. You're so conscious. You're so free. You can react or respond to any situation, respond to your own inner calling, like dreams, hopes, or desires, spontaneously and harmoniously with everything around you too. So what I'm saying is that your individual desires and dreams are not individual, right? Is related to your family, to your background, to a manager or boss. It's always a dynamic relationship, or actions and reactions, and it's dynamic. It's not dead. It's not fixed. It changes over time, right? So you can always be in the flow. You can always be still enough to perceive or observe this dynamic situations that is ever changing. So again, I use the athletes in the court, the athlete in like Michael Jordan. Once Michael Jordan was in the basket court, he was in the zone, right? He can observe the total picture of his teammates, the opponent's position. He can observe it fully alert with a full alertness, yet his inner side is calm, is still. So he was in the flow of that situation. So he can play very well. No one can compete against him. I mean, he was the king of the basketball court, right? In the same way, you can be the queen or the king of yourself in any situation if you can recognize your inner stillness and calm, inner stillness and silence. is the fountain of anything. Your desires, dreams, achievements, your hobby, your joy, your likes, dislikes, everything starts from there. It's like a fountain of life, okay? But once you can recognize the inner stillness and silence, the more possibility is that it becomes more and more positive, more and more constructive, more and more creative. Yeah, creative. The creativity, because you're in the flow. And remember again, the cosmic, you're in the flow of cosmic intelligence. While that cosmic intelligence is complete and perfect in any application, okay? If you are athletes, you will be very well in what your any sports, basketball, soccer, badminton, whatever you're doing, your sport is. If you're a painter, you can draw. If you can be in the zone, you can be synchronized with that cosmic intelligence. Then you are you are fully equipped. You are with the intelligence which is perfect and complete already. So you can theoretically, literally accomplish anything you want to achieve. So beautiful, so beautiful. And the most important thing of all is you can sit quietly doing nothing and be very content. You don't need to achieve something to manifest your value, okay? Yes, it's one way, but the deeper way is once you recognize your inner being, your inner stillness and the silence, you can be content without doing nothing at all. Maybe it's too much for you. That's why in Zen Buddhism we say sitting quietly doing nothing is the starting point of doing anything. I repeat, once you can be content while sitting quietly and doing nothing, you can be content and more chance to achieve your desires and dreams. It's crazy. So again, no matter what your desire is, maybe you're a student, you want to have a good marks in your examination. If you're a businessman, maybe you try to, make your income greater than last year, or you have a project, ongoing project, you want to accomplish it as you planned. You see in the world now how many desires and dreams are in action now. Everything you see on the roads, the construction site on the roads is a project, is a business project. It's involving lots of people's desires and dreams. Maybe you are a buyer of a house or apartment. You want to that house or apartment to be accomplished as soon as possible. Maybe you are the real estater, right? You are the construction company. You want to finish that project before the deadline. So you see, no matter what you're trying to do, and everyone is different. I'm asking you: do you have the ability to recognize your inner silence and peace now. Don't think. You don't need to think to be silent and calm. So, if you can recognize your inner silence and stillness, congratulations. Or, in other words, if you can be present, I mean, you're aware that you're aware. So, you're aware, right? Unaware. A dog is aware, a cat is aware. But I'm asking you the second question is, are you aware that you're aware? You don't need to think to be aware, okay? That it has no business about thinking. Non-business of thinking now. All the thinking arise in the awareness. So if you can be aware that you're aware, basically you know you're present. You recognize your presence. So it's a circle instead of half a circle. Our attention some always for wealthy person is outgoing, okay? So it's outgoing is a first half of the circle. Then when I ask you, are you aware that you're aware? It's the second half. You have to draw back. The attention is going backward, in or inward. Let's do it again. I'm aware. I'm aware of the surroundings, my voice, my image, my body sensation. It's an outgoing process. Make sense? You draw the first half of the circle of your awareness. Now, are you aware that you're aware? To answer this question, the awareness has checking by itself. No one can help you to do this, to draw this second half. You have to do it. That's why even God cannot help you to awaken. You, the awareness, have to draw this second half of the circle of yourself. Then, if you can do this in not only now or in a meditative state, but also in your everyday life, then you're awakened. That's what awakening is. So simple, you see. So you subliminal. So sorry, subliminal, right? My pronunciation. I can feel the noticer or observer in me. Very good. So keep doing this. I'm aware. That's the first sentence you can declare. I am. Like God said, I am. Now, I'm aware. The second statement you can make is I am aware that I am aware. This is critical. The first statement, I am aware, is critical. The second statement, I'm aware that I'm aware, is evenly critical. The more you can recognize your presence, the more you have chance to be free from the contents of the awareness or your presence. And finally, one day, you can experience that you are one with everything. The whole world is you, yet only you. Play and enjoy. Okay, I talked a lot today. Maybe that's the end of this session. I even not talking about anything about the Song of Enlightenment yet. Anyway, thank you. See you next time. See you tomorrow morning. Yeah, tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Vancouver time. Thank you. Bye now. My dear Dharma friend, subliminal. Bye now.